Okay, so this is part 3. This is it for today as far as videos go. So for Think C, page 170, determine the use of the pronouns in parentheses and write it on the blank, okay? So I'm going to go through each of them, and as I go, I'm going to determine how I got the final answer and then how I chose my pronoun, okay? So, number 1, Abigail lent my sister a copy of Peter Pan, and we need to determine whether it's I or me, okay? But the first thing I need to do is I need to determine the use of the pronoun. How is it being used? Is it a subject, predicate nominative, direct object, indirect object, or object of preposition? Wow, that's a lot of stuff. But I've determined Abigail is the subject, and Abigail lent what? She lent a copy, okay? Copy is the direct object. To who or for who? To me. So I know the pronoun is going to be a indirect object. So I go to my list and I see direct object, indirect object, object of preposition. I see that it is an indirect object. So it's one person, so it's singular, and so that's how I determine that the pronoun to pick is me, and I cross out the I. Next, the pastor thanked blank boys for mowing the lawn. So pastor is the subject. Thanked is an action verb. So who did he thank? He thanked the pronoun. Okay, so the pronoun is going to be a direct object. Okay, so I've got direct object on the blank, but now I need to determine which one. All right, so let's look at our objective case. We is in the nominative case. So right off the bat, I know I can't use we because it is not the proper case that needs to be used because the pronoun is functioning as a direct object. So I need a pronoun in the objective case. Next, this one can be a little tricky, but look here. Is it blank who keeps complaining about the noise? Here we see that it is the subject, is the linking verb, okay? So our noun or pronoun that's gonna follow it is the predicate nominative. So we need a pronoun that's nominative case, okay? So is it, you would say he, and you would cross out him. Now, again, some people may say, is it him who keeps complaining about the noise? But that would be incorrect because the usage of the pronoun is a predicate nominative. And when it is a predicate nominative, okay, we have to use the nominative case, third person pronoun, it. All right, next one. The librarian gave blank and blank some cards to be filed, okay? So here we've got two different pronouns. Both of these pronouns are functioning as indirect objects. So librarian gave what? She gave cards. To who? So to him, okay, and her. So let's cross out the ones we're not using. Not to he and she, but to him and her. How do we know that? Because the indirect object, the indirect object falls under the objective case pronouns. So we've got him and her, not he and she, because that would be nominative case, and they're not functioning as a subject or predicate nominative. They are functioning as, they're both functioning as indirect objects. Next one, number 5. Blank girls will clean the erasers for you, okay? Girls is in a positive, renaming the subject, okay? So we know that we're looking for a noun that is the subject, so it has to be in the nominative case. So it would be we, okay? So we would cross out us. Us gets crossed out, and we, you would say, we girls will clean the erasers for you. Next one. Number 6, the letter was addressed to blank and blank. So we have letter was addressed, and here you see the preposition to blank and blank. So the two words inside, the two pronouns in here are going to be, that's right, you guessed it, objects of prepositions. So you need to use the objective case pronoun, which in this case would be, let me see, him, and me. Here we go. So let's cross out this one. Him and me. Because he and I are in the nominative case. Therefore, we can't use he and I. We must use the pronouns in the objective case. Next, number 7. Mrs. Snooks called Jose, Chloe, and blank up to her desk, okay? So Mrs. Snooks is the subject. Called is the verb. So called who? Well, she called Jose, Chloe, and the next pronoun is being used as a direct object, okay? So called who? Called Jose, called Chloe, called, and so we use the objective case pronoun, which would be me. So we cross out the I. So me is the correct form. So make sure the I is crossed out. Next, number 8. The two pirates in the play were really Jesse and blank. So pirates is the subject. In the play, so that's a object of preposition. So were is the linking verb. So because it's a linking verb, now our antennas are out to detect a predicate nominative, and we found it. It's a compound predicate nominative. So because it's a predicate nominative, you would use the first person singular I. Were Jesse and I. So you would cross out me. So the correct way of saying that would be Jesse and I, because it is in the nominative case, because it's functioning as a predicate nominative. Next, number 9. Was it really blank? So it is the subject. Was another linking verb. So it was. So again, we've got a predicate nominative, and we're using plurals. So we would say, was it they? Now I know it sounds strange, but this is grammar. And sometimes the correct way may sound a little strange, but trust me, don't take my word for it. It's the spelling. All right, so we'd cross out them. You wouldn't say, was it really them? You would say, was it really they? Okay, because they is functioning as a predicate nominative. Okay, so you need to use the correct person, so third person, plural, they. Next, Mrs. Klemperer. What a strange name. Mrs. Klemperer baked, okay, so subject, baked Brianna and blank birthday cakes. All right, so what did she bake? She baked Brianna. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't bake Brianna. She baked the cakes. All right, so cakes is the direct object, and the Brianna and the pronoun are going to be, that's right, indirect objects. So we need to use a pronoun that's in the objective case, okay? And that is, what would we use here? That is in the first person, okay? So first person I, that's nominative case, but we're dealing with an indirect object, which is in the objective case. So we would use me. Number 11, we're almost done. It might have been blank. So it is the subject. Oops, I don't know why I put line. Have been, okay. So we've got a linking verb here. So that tells us that it's a predicate nominative, okay. So we go to our third person, the person being spoken about. So it would be he. So let's cross out him. You wouldn't say it might have been him. You would say it might have been he, because it is a predicate nominative, and so you must use the pronoun in the nominative case. Next, number 12. Samuel and blank are on the refreshment committee. Here you have a compound subject, okay? So the pronoun that we're gonna pick is a subject, therefore it's in the nominative case. So you would use the pronoun I. Samuel and I are on the refreshment committee, and we would cross out me. 2 more. I helped Dylan and blank with their project. I, action verb, I helped who? Dylan and, so here you have a case of a compound direct object. You've got a proper noun Dylan, and then the pronoun, okay, which is functioning as a direct object. You scroll down to your list, you see that you have to use an objective case pronoun. In this case, him. So he gets crossed out because he is in the nominative case. Next, that will be a secret between you and blank. Okay, so we've got, what do we got here? All right, we've got our verb. So that will be a secret between you and blank. So between is a preposition. So we see that the word here is an object of a preposition. So it has to be a word found in the objective case. So I is in the nominative case. So right off the bat, we know we can't use that. It has to be me because it is an object of a preposition. Guys, I know these videos were a little long, but I hope they were helpful. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment on the video or just give me a call or shoot me a text and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.